Hi everyone, it's Jen with Jen's Joyful Kitchen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 simple ways that you can save more time, more money, and your sanity with meal planning. So, as you're jumping in, I want you to say hello. And if you are a replay warrior and you love watching replays, I want you also to say hello so we can welcome you as well. And I want you to share as you're joining, what is your number 1 challenge with meal planning? Do you run out of ideas? Do you run out of time? Are you struggling with, you have so many different types of palates to please? Maybe you don't feel confident in your skills. What is your number 1 struggle with meal planning? Today I'm going to share with you 3 simple ways that you can save time, money, and your sanity with meal planning. I have been doing meal planning for 20 plus years, personally, but also professionally. As a registered dietitian, I have had different types of jobs which required different types of menu planning responsibilities, and I have to say that one of my favorite classes in college was all about meal planning. So I'm going to teach you some tricks today. And as you're watching again, say hello and share what is your biggest struggle, whether you're watching live or on replay. So let's get started. So the first thing I want you to think about as you are meal planning or thinking of the concept of meal planning, hello, thanks for joining, share your biggest struggle. I want you to think about one thing. You know, when we have a good meal on the table that we are really proud of, how does it make you feel? How does it make the rest of your family feel? So there was a survey done with a bunch of men, basically asking, you know, what is the number 1 way that your spouse can make you feel loved? And the number 1 way that rose to the top was food. So interesting, right? So the survey shared that men loved their favorite dessert being made for no reason at all. Dinner was done after a long day. Maybe a favorite food was served for the meal, or maybe there were some treats. So if you think about this, not only just with, you know, a spouse that might enjoy a good meal, but also what about your kids? If you have kids living in the home, they feel these same things. So food really is more than just food. It's more than a utility. It's more than fuel. It is those things, but it's also a way to show care and love. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Share what your biggest struggle with meal planning is. I'm going to give you 3 simple tips right now to help you save your time, your money, and your sanity and help you get that meal planning done. So let's jump in. The first part I want to share or talk about is time. How can you save time with meal planning? Now, this is where many start thinking, oh my goodness, it takes so much time to sit down and make a meal plan. How do I actually do that in a fast way? Well, I'm going to challenge you to something that really can make a big difference. I'm going to challenge you to make a 1-month meal plan. Now, this might seem daunting, but I can bet you that within about a 30-minute time period, you can get this done. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Chris. Thanks for watching. So I want you to think about this in one simple way. It's theming your meals. So I want to share with you, this is just like how, you know, when I'm starting my meal planning process, I get out paper because I'm a big paper person. Hi, Erin. Share your biggest struggle with meal planning. This is my kind of start to a meal plan. So for breakfast, I have it outlined basically 3 different types of breakfast through the week. For lunch, I have 2 different types of lunches throughout the week. Instead of feeling like, oh my goodness, I have to think of 7 different meals. No, you don't, not for each different meal. And then evenings, I have themes. So Mexican night, Italian night, a new recipe night, favorite Friday night, what's a favorite meal people love, maybe pizza night is on your list. You can figure out some different themes. Stir fry night, I love that too. That's actually Tuesdays in our house. But even going beyond that, I know sometimes some of us struggle with, you know, maybe you have a certain tool and you're not using it as often as you would like, or you're just a little intimidated by it. Maybe one of the theme nights could be a tool. related theme night. So maybe it's pressure cooking night, or maybe it's air frying night, so that it forces you to figure out what recipes that you can fit into that. So that is the first step, is really jotting out some themes, because once you have those themes, guess what? It's going to be super easy to make this happen. All right, so to help you save even more time, I want you to think of simple meals when you're putting these into themes. You don't have to think about these long, big restaurant-style, multi-step meals. They can still be simple meals, and you can still do bulk cooking as well with this. But I really want you to consider, stop being a short order cook and making 5 different meals for 5 different people, or 2 different meals for 4 different people. 1 meal per meal. I guess that's a good way to say it. After I did that weekly list, I jotted down different things for the different themes. And how I did this was basically going through recipes that I know were great things that my family loved, or things that I had cut out, clipped out, and wanted to put them in. So Mexican night, I literally have 8 different ideas. Italian, I have even more. Favorites, I have even more. Like, I have a lot of different ideas. So guess what happens? When you have all of these different ideas, all you have to do is get out a calendar and plop them in. And you can make a month of meals, and you can literally rotate that whole month every single time. That's why I keep space in my Thursdays for a new recipe, so it doesn't feel like, well, how many times are we going to have this month? So this way you can keep it fresh by injecting a little bit of a new recipe once a week. So thanks for watching as you guys are here. Definitely share what your biggest meal challenge is for that. So, okay, so that's time, how you can save time. I'm going to give you some things at the end, some resources. And also, let's talk about saving money. So when you are in the midst of meal planning, one of the things that I think is a really fun challenge, because it helps you use your creative side and gets you really thinking, is a pantry clean out. And I'm not saying pull out every piece of food you have in your pantry. I am saying go into your pantry and start thinking of meals that you can make with the foods that you have on hand. So you might find that maybe there's an Italian meal in there, there's an Asian style meal in there, a Mexican meal in there, all those different types of things. So you can do that pantry clean out. And if you are struggling with what can I make with this or that, I want you to go to supercook.com, and I believe there's an app called the same. I have the app, but I think it's called that. It's the same company. And you can actually put in an ingredient, and it will give you some ideas for recipes. So that's a really great little tip for you too. So save money by using what's in your pantry. Also, saving money by doing some different things like cooking your own chicken. It's unbelievable sometimes that when we buy things pre-cooked, pre-prepped, all that kind of stuff, how much money we actually spend on that versus if we did it ourselves. So pre-cook your own chicken, pre-cook your own, strips of grilled chicken, for example. And then also think about leftovers on purpose. I know sometimes we're not always big fans of, I got all the leftovers. However, if you're planning your leftovers, you can call them planned-overs or leftovers on purpose. And maybe when you're making chicken noodle soup, for example, you make up a whole bunch of chicken so that some goes in the soup, but then some is later for the week. So those are planned-overs, okay? And then the third step here is saving your sanity. So one way you can do that is you can create a cookbook. So I'm not talking about becoming an author, but what I am talking about is getting some kind of a binder. And then on the inside, you can have your different categories line up with the category themes that you've had. So I've just got to pull one here. So for example, pressure cooker meals. I just print out what I have, what I've found, recipes that I know that I like, and you definitely want to edit them. So if you've just got a whole bunch of recipes flying all over here and there, you don't want to just put them in. They have to earn their spot in the binder. They have to have been tried. People liked them. If they didn't like them, if they're not high rated, what can you do to make them better? And if they're not going to be better, the recipe gets tossed. There's no reason to hang on to recipes that don't work, right? So take some time, find the recipes that you've been using. Maybe you've pinned them on Pinterest, print those out, Maybe you have some things saved in a bookmark on your phone or something like that. Print those out. Like, actually have them, because there's nothing worse, and this has happened to me, where you're looking for a recipe and you can't find it and you know it worked. So print it out. You can even go to the Pampered Chef website and find your favorite recipes and print them out. They look just like this. Doesn't that look nice? And then this way too, you can write your notes on them. Something different that you wanted to add or edit, you can use that to help guide you with the recipe. And then, like I said, in the binder, what I love about the binder is that you can categorize it by what you are calling your theme nights. So if you have a pressure cooker night, you have pressure cooker meals. If you have Mexican night, you have Mexican meals. That way, everything is organized. You're not having to take time and energy to search, and you're definitely saving your sanity this way. In a later video, I'm going to talk about a well-stocked pantry so that you have the opportunity to pull things from your pantry and put things together. But that is another piece of saving your sanity, is having the right foods in your pantry so that you're not thinking, oh, I can't make that because I don't have that ingredient. And then also prepping out some of these things can really help too. You know, when you're getting your groceries home or for the week on a Sunday, for example, those are good times to do that. So my call to action for you is to make a 30-day meal plan for you and your family by using the suggestions that I shared earlier. And if you would like a meal planner worksheet, I want you to message me and I will send it over to you. I have one that I've made that you can use to put all of your meals, and then also you can put your shopping list on there. And what I love about that is that you can put this in your binder, so every week you already know what the shopping list is going to be required. You don't have to make that up every single time that you're trying to plan for your shopping. And number 2, I want you to get a binder of some sort that has sheet protectors so you can simply slide in your printable recipes, and you can make it so that it's super organized for you. So in May, I want you to be aware that in May, I'm going to be starting a Cook With Me video series where I am going to be sharing ingredients and the tools that you'll need, and then I'll be cooking on a certain day of the week. And I'll also provide the printable of the recipe. So I want you to definitely like my page, Jen Haugen RD, so that you can get access and first chance at those announcements and those videos as well. So definitely do that too. And then we'll also be talking about organizing your tools, because you know, you can have the best tools, but if they're not organized or you don't know quite what they're used for, I want you to start thinking about what tools are you missing? What needs replacing? Because these really help when making your meals and making your meal plan come to life. So if this has been helpful, I want you to definitely share that in the comments below. And I want you to tag a friend that you think they should watch this video as well. And in the meantime, remember the 30-day challenge. Go ahead and like my page, because you'll get some great printables with some Cook With Me opportunities, and start making a list of things that you definitely need for your kitchen so you can make fast family meals with a healthy twist. Thanks for watching today.